We don't have to be super precise here because there's a second layer of this image. I mean, we're going to be blurring that layer quite a bit. We just don't want it to look super off. And the main thing that we're trying to avoid is immediately picking out something that looks wrong. That's the thing that we're really looking for. And you gotta keep in mind that when actually taking these photos, like quite a bit of it will actually be blurry. We have so much more freedom to actually get sharp images with a lot of blur when we're editing in post. I mean, when I'm doing actual photography, I don't do any of this in post. But I figure this ACC doesn't have very good photo mode, or on Xbox it doesn't have one. Period. That might be a fun time to play around and get some kind of unique photos. And all I've been doing is just hitting play and then hitting the Xbox button and screen capping. All right, I think that's no. We're getting close enough here. Not quite though. These spoilers are a bit of a pain in the butt. Whatever happened to Porsche whale tails? And yeah, you can kind of determine how detailed you want to get. I want to kind of play around with what you can see through glass here. Just because that'll blur. Okay, looks like we've got a decent chunk there. Gonna turn that back. Now, let's see what happens when we just do motion blur. I'm gonna manipulate this to taste. Okay, I kind of dig that. Let's also add just a touch of perspective blur. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Now what we want to do, we want to go back to this layer. What we're going to do, we're going to add some bloom, just a little bit. You can see what it does. Adds like a bit of a glow to our highlights. So we don't want to blow out our whites. But we do want it to look a little bit soft to give it a little bit of a glow just because of the rain. Okay, I think that looks pretty cool. Now we're going to go in the Lightroom. So what we're going to do is export this. We'll just do a PNG. We will save the image. Lightroom. And we're going to tweak this photo here in Lightroom. So, got a lot of pretty cool tools, especially with the new Lightroom Cloud update. First thing I need to do is increase the brightness here. So, first up, let's see what I have for presets. Most of these are all for raw photography. Let's see if these will work. No. That one's not bad. That one works with JPEGs. Okay, let's start with that. So, you can see it changes our reds a little bit. We're going to change our white balance and go into that, but I like that. That's got kind of a nice feel. I like that the red really glows, whereas in the original it doesn't as much. It's a lot easier to see in the spoiler. So play around with this. We're going to keep exposure and contrast about the same. Since this is a preset, these are already kind of changed, but color mix would all have been done. What we want to do is change the white balance. You know what? I think it looks too bright and airy. We're going to reset this. we're going back to the beginning. Okay. Okay, hang on. What's happening here? Why is it cropped in? That's weird. Well, that makes sense. Assuming that was part of the preset. Okay, now we're back to where we were. We're not playing with presets anymore. Yeah, so I typically start on light. Okay, we're in some weird. I want to go to original. Okay. Kind of like that soft highlights look. So we're just going to increase it by 10. I don't think we want shadow detail in this. We're going to do here. We're going to increase the whites. Or, you know, we might actually bring the whites down and increase the highlights. Just kind of playing around now, just with the colors. There's not that much color in this shot, so it's not. It's not going to do a whole lot. I just kind of want to really get those lights looking. Realistic. I like the glow coming off them. Like it's kind of orangey. Pull that a bit more towards orange. Okay, so the effects tab is the main reason I pulled it over here. I didn't want to do too much color tweaking, and there's not all that much color to really look into. But we're going to do, so we're going to pull the texture down just a little bit, pull the clarity down, soften, maybe dehaze a little bit. What that does, increase contrast, basically. We'll add a touch of vignette. The thing with vignette is if you can tell it's been vignetted, it's too much. And then what we're going to do is add grain. It's going to be fine, but we want it rough. That just gives little bit of an organic texture that'll kind of blend in with the rain and the antenna and stuff like that. That's moving. That little bit of texture helps quite a bit. Then we're going to go into our selective edits, and we're going to add a mask. Now this is where Lightroom's gotten fantastic. We can just hit select subject, and the AI is going to pull out the car just like that. So this is awesome because now we can actually relight and recolor specifically the car compared to the racetrack. Right, like I mean, we can do huge global changes just to our subject. We're going to pull it down a little bit, but we're going to boost the shadows and pull the blacks. It's a bit dramatic compared to how we left Procreate to now what we have is, I'm going to call it pretty much a finished image. The only thing that's kind of concerning here is that yellow. So we're going to say that we're done on that. We're going to go back to the color tab. And we're going to the color mixer. We're just going to 0 those. That looks a lot more natural. Anyway, that's yeah, that's how I edit images from ACC, because obviously on Xbox there's not really a photo mode. Well, there's not a photo mode at all. But one of my favorite parts of car video games and racing video games is being able to you know, do a little bit of photography, especially, you know, with COVID, things like that, not being able to get up to a racetrack. It's one of the fun parts of gaming, and I think of a lot of sim racing and stuff. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to walk through my process. And yeah, let me know what you think.